Welcome to IHIP News, where Pumps and I share our opinion about the news that is important to us. What's important to me right now is this presidential race where we have, on one side of the ticket, a competent, intelligent, measured woman who knows how to occupy real estate in the very small brain of malignant, narcissist, and senile old man Donovan Lecter. Listen to this clip.
I want to ask you a question that Speaker Johnson recently called a gotcha question.
Okay.
And it's a question that a lot of Republicans are avoiding. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
It's just...
I know it's a hard question.
You know, I'm going to tell you what some of the people in my rallies, quite a few people are showing up, by the way.
Big rally?
You know, when you lost millions of jobs, you lost manufacturing, you lost automotive plants, you lost the election. What does that make you? A loser. This is what somebody at my rally said. I thought it was funny. It's
accurate.
I love it. She calls him a loser. She trolls him on the crowd sizes. And I noticed last night on Twitter, Trump rolled out a rally in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yes. There were like 300 empty seats. I mean, this guy is running on fumes, and she knows it. And he is so small-minded, so anti-intellectual, so mentally unstable that she can just mention crowd sizes and mention that he lost, and he will death spiral on Truth Social.
It's like a malignant narcissist injury. What cracks me up so bad about it is I really don't give a shit about crowd size, but knowing how much he cares about crowd size and knowing his are withering to nothing, now it's one of the first things I look at.
And have you noticed, like, I watch these clips from the rally and the people that stand behind him, how bored to tears they are. I mean, they are literally bored to tears because he's rambling. He's like this senile old man that just rambles. But again, I understand a singular, crazy, aging, mentally ill person, which is what Trump is. He just happens to be mentally ill plus dangerous. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of mentally ill people, and they're not dangerous. This man is very dangerous. So that makes me shift my focus to the people that support him. Number one, you have the deeply indoctrinated, low information voters that are members of the cult. The most insidious are the silent Trump voters that look for permission structures to vote for a man who incited an insurrection. And we know now that he gave Putin these COVID testing machines. And Putin told him, don't share this with anybody. Right. You know, if he did that, you know we gave him the secrets he stole to Mar-a-Lago. This man needs to be further investigated. Absolutely. I mean, he needs to be in prison. And there are people that say, oh, before Biden leaves, he needs to pardon Trump. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine not holding accountable such a criminal mind? But he's surrounded by sick, crazy, broken people. And their big argument right now is how masculine they are.
Right. They're alpha male.
Listen to this. Stephen Miller, who is a total sociopath, unattractive weirdo. Right. Listen to this.
Before we let you go, we just have to address the elephant in the room. A lot of texts from women about Miller and his appearances and his appearance. Our audience at primetime believes you're some sort of sexual matador. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, let me give advice to any young man that's out there. I'm married now, I have children, but I wasn't married that long ago. I was single, I was in the market. If you're a young man, it's very important in election season, who's looking to impress ladies, to be the alpha, to be attractive. The best thing you can do is to wear your Trump support on your sleeve. Show that you are a real man. Show that you are not a beta, right? Be a proud and loud Trump supporter, and your dating life will be fantastic.
I cannot wait to see the text tonight.
Okay. There are so many things about that. I want to start with this one. Can you imagine if Abby Phillip or Nicole Wallace had Kamala Harris on their show or her staff,
Surrogate.
female staff. Oh my gosh, they think you're a sexual matador. First of all, shut the fuck up, Jesse Water. He's so gross. He's so prissy. His hair is way too dark. Then you have Stephen Miller, who I know we always say Ted Cruz is the most unfuckable man in America. Stephen Miller is in the top 5. And again, my final point, and there's more, but I'm not going to go on. If you have to tell people you're an alpha male, you're not an alpha male. You're a fucking asshole.
I could not agree more. I think it is so strange how these people, these men, these MAGA men have to trot around and talk about, I'm so alpha and supporting Trump makes me so alpha. I guarantee you, if we were to see the Google search history of Jesse Waters and Stephen Miller and Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, I bet there's some fuckery going on.
Oh, there's nefarious conduct. But here's the deal. Do you know why they're bragging about being an alpha male? Because they've completely debased themselves and done all kinds of moral gymnastics, ethically bankrupt for fucking Donald Trump, for a lie.
Here's my psychological take on it.
Okay.
I think they have to talk about how masculine they are and how alpha they are, because when they watch porn, they've gotten turned on by a man. I do. I think it's that simple. I think we saw Jesse Waters at the DNC, and it was Miss Priss, sachet Shantae with his dyed hair walking down the media row. The prissiest thing I've ever seen.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not saying he's gay because I wouldn't try to out somebody. I'm just saying that I think a lot of these men probably watch a lot of porn.
Yeah.
And when they watch porn, I think they've probably been turned on by men. And so they have that secret within them. So they outwardly have to say how masculine they are. And we have all this testosterone and we're so alpha. And I just want to say it's 1,000,000 times more alpha and 1,000,000 times more of a turn on for a woman when she sees a man really fight for the marginalized.
Absolutely.
That takes a lot more principle and a lot more courage than the layup of saying, I'm for Trump, the guy that they have to Photoshop him with muscles on him to even make him look masculine. Because here's the deal. I don't care if men wear makeup. I could give two shits.
Right.
But they are saying that they are so alpha for a man that wears a full face of makeup every single day.
Not even good makeup.
Pumps. Some say financial crime is victimless, but that definitely isn't the case, especially when it ends in murder. You need to check out Money Crimes, a new show hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Nicole Lapin. Money Crimes is about the world's biggest financial scandals and how they can spiral out of control in ways you'd never expect. From cunning Ponzi schemes to cutthroat politics and even murderous con artists, you'll learn that the finance world is more dangerous than you ever imagined, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from it. Money Crimes is a Crime House original powered by Pave Studios. New episodes every Thursday. Just search for Money Crimes. That's MONEYCRIMES. This is what is just amazing to me, is we have a candidate on the right that is a known criminal, convicted felon, just a downright horrible person that literally has no policy ideas whatsoever. And he trots out at these rallies all the time. And he has been for like 9 years. All he wants to do is host these rallies where the participants are bored to tears. But listen to the crap that he says. This man isn't even smart.
No.
He's senile, or maybe he's severely medicated. You know, he's got that whacked out doctor, Robbie, what's his name?
Oh, Jackson.
Jackson, yeah. So listen to this clip.
Beautiful windmills. They're falling down, by the way. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. That gorgeous, beautiful Pennsylvania countryside. They got these big, ugly suckers hanging down. They're rusting and rotting. Half of them weren't spinning, and the ones that were going so slow. They were going, it's not too windy, but, you know, they're going like slow. The other ones were just dead. But they're all rusting and disgusting looking. And then, you know, the environmentalists say that it's also, very importantly, the most expensive form of energy there is. You cannot get more expensive. The wind, The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible. So expensive.
Notice that the crowd was bored to tears.
Right.
And then he says, the wind is bullshit. And they start cheering and clapping. And I just think to myself, wow, there is a huge portion of the American public that is so ill-informed and just downright stupid and ignorant.
Right.
And then you have a layer above that, the people that know better, that vote for this guy because they like the recreational cruelty. They like the racism. They like the homophobia. They like the white supremacy power structures that have been built for them. And Donald Trump has told them it's okay to feel bad things about people of color. And it's okay to think you're better than everybody else. And they like it. And they lie to people's faces and say, oh, it's the economic policy that I'm interested in. This man is an economic disaster.
Right.
As Pumps has pointed out multiple times, he has run through his inheritance and bankrupted casinos. And we here at I've Had It think that he is running out of money because why the hell is he having Bibles printed in China to sell for $60 to our dipshit school superintendent in the state of Oklahoma to put in classrooms?
Well, number one, he's a terrible businessman. That was completely a facade of The Apprentice and television. But here's the thing. This is how ill-informed his voters are. He's sitting there and goes on and on about in a rally. When there's natural disasters, there are all kinds of issues facing the American people right now. And he's talking about how expensive wind is. Wind is not expensive.
I'm glad that you're bringing up the natural disasters because it is a real window into the soul of the MAGA movement and the Republican Party that says faith, family, and freedom. And you have real human suffering. People, their entire lives, their entire world leveled by a hurricane. And they lie and they don't work with the federal government and they want to bash the federal government just because they want to own the libs. And I hope that every single one of these charlatans reconcile somewhere. Somebody calls them out because they pray to Jesus openly on camera. And then they go to their church. They're probably slick, gross, evangelical mega preacher. And it's just all of these lies and all of this grift. And they could give two shits about human suffering. They could give two shits about equality. They could give two shits about faith. They could give two shits about family. They could give two shits about freedom because all they give a fuck about is owning the libs so that they can be pieces of shit. It's just disgusting.
It's disgusting and hypocrisy. Like we're in the middle of two back-to-back hurricanes. President Biden had to go on TV yesterday and say, no, the government does not control the weather because that's their latest bullshit. And then you have Republican leaders of these states going on saying, the government doesn't control the weather. FEMA's not going to steal your homes. I mean, like, has to put out a press release to combat all these lies that are coming from Donald Trump. People are dying and he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to lie. It's infuriating.
I think this goes back to our old saying, you just can't coach stupid.
You can't.
And I want to leave everybody with this clip. Donald Trump, even when they send him into the echo chamber, is the butt of the joke. Yep. He's been doing all these bro podcasts, and these podcasters can't even keep a straight face when Donald Trump says the following. Play the clip.
But I always refer him back to the simplicity of McDonald's. She lied about McDonald's. She lied about many things, and she's a liar. There should be some kind of a rule when they know it's a lie, you can't do a commercial on it. But this is a thing that's going to end in 29 days, so they can say what they want. I have a hard time doing it to them because I'm basically a truthful person. But and frankly,
basically a truthful person, and they bust out laughing. I mean, it's just, come on, America. If you're in the cult, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
I'm talking to white women that look like pumps in me. I'm talking to white men that have daughters. Pull yourselves together. You're going to be just fine if you vote for Kamala Harris. The country's going to be a million times better off. The world order is going to be a million times better off. There has been a mass exodus of the Republican Party of people that are probably far more conservative than you could ever dream of being, because they have something that you might not be in touch with right now. And that's common decency, morality, and a sense of patriotism to the country. All you have is this performative patriotism and me, my pocketbook, my relationship with Jesus, me. Fucking get over yourselves. It's just gross. It grosses me out. So many people that live in this community can walk up to their gay friends and say, I love you. It was so great to see you today. And then they run to the voting booth and they vote for people that are going to remove discrimination protections against them. And that type of moral duplicity is disgusting. It is a cancer in this country, and I'm just up to my eyeballs with it.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, we'll be back later.
It's so